Oh, hello, welcome back to another video. This is the River Medlock episode 9 and we're starting exactly where we left off in episode 7. Episode 8 of course was the bit about the way they'd altered the river. So I'm sat on the little stool that me and Connor were sat on last time. I've got my friend Charlie with me. We've just been in a drain, but that was a different video. Never again. Oh, the sweetness of the air. So we're heading into uncharted territory. We're going under here. This is Oxford Road. I'm sat underneath in the middle of the river. So we're heading that way, see how far we can get. Not sure how far we'll get because we've walked a reasonable amount of distance already. So let's go onwards. We're going underneath Oxford Road, like I say, and we'll see where we end up. We're getting sort of towards the end of the river now. Not quite, because it does meander quite a bit, but these are the final sort of stages really. So it doesn't look inviting, but we've got torches and everything. As long as it doesn't get too deep, should be okay. Not been a lot of rainfall recently. So anyway, I'll shut up, let's crack on. Medlock number 9.
And there's the route on the modern day map. We're going to go from the red arrow there, Oxford Road in Manchester, to the red question mark. Now you'll see the river, the blue line disappears quite a bit under the streets in quite a few culverts. So why the red question mark? Well, that marks the spot that is the confluence of Manchester's lost River Tib with the River Medlock. Now the River Tib is culverted along its entire length and no one's seen it running open for the past 200 years, bar for a few workmen that have probably lifted a manhole and been lucky enough to see the River Tib. But not many Mancunians have seen it, and it's a bit of a lost, legendary river. Will we be able to see the confluence of the Tib and the Medlock? Well, it's hidden away in some godforsaken culvert in the River Medlock. So can we make it to that culvert and see the confluence? Let's carry on with the journey and see if we can find this legendary river.
It's quite deep. Something over there. Filled in that, isn't it?
Yeah. Deep as well, anyway.
So there you go, that must have been the original old Oxford Road bridge. The original Oxford Road. Something there that's come out onto the water and the crane up there. But I just love them. How old is that, eh? Gorgeous, isn't it?
Wow.
Little ancient little overflow there. So what I'll do is I'll restart the camera when we get up there to that rather scary looking black tunnel there. So I'll join you, I'll catch up with you in a sec. So this is what we're about to head into. I'm not sure where we are. Oxford Road, can't work out. I think we're just going round. I'll probably work it out later, but it looks quite dark and quite long. So I'll get some lights on, we'll take a look. If it gets too deep or too horrendous, we'll just have to turn around and go back. But very much trial and error, so let's go forward. Are you scared? It doesn't look very nice, that, does it? Yes, what a shithole.
Yeah.
Brick vaulted ceilings and piles of rubbish left by the river. These culverts are now areas that I'm simultaneously completely comfortable in, but also utterly repulsed by. And down here in the river, whilst you can hear the sounds of the city all around, it's a different world completely. But I confess my utter love for this type of exploring and this river.
Right, so we're just in this culvert. It's quite long. I think we are underneath Oxford Road Station, I think. I didn't realise this was here, and I didn't realise this was this long. As you can see what we're walking on there, it's a nice bit of a sandbank, but it's obviously going to eventually end. So we'll see how far we can get. Some sort of bridge there, isn't there? Yeah, but obviously that's been a road that, and it's gone over, and then they've reculverted it there.
Yeah.
And we're going that way. Oh, the joys. What did you do on Sunday? Right, we're out of it. I've got to admit, that was the worst part of the Medlock I think I've ever been in. That was horrible. It was dark. I mean, the most of it, we were walking on a sandbank. I couldn't film it all because I had to watch my footing. There was some really deep sort of sand in there, weren't there, and everything. Just turned my light off. But that was horrible, and it stunk at times as well.
Bit of gas in there as well.
Yeah.
Gas pocket and that.
Might get the bus back. But we're here. I'll turn the camera around. This is where we are. I'm guessing that's railway up there, obviously. Oh, I know where we are. So we're near Whitworth Street, and we're about to walk round to the Hotspur Press, I think. So that's where we are. Look at the sides there, those old. That's obviously been some sort of building there, hasn't it? Up there, some windows that looked out onto the Medlock. And then we go to a really shallow section again now. But the sand is really soft. And this is what gets me, the way you see that in the trees. And you know that the river's probably been up that high.
So where you see the very high walls of the railway arches, we're now at the back of Manchester's Oxford Road Station. And this area used to be, in the earlier 1800s, Little Island, one of Manchester's poorest and most savage slums. You'll see the housing there that comes right up to the riverbank. It was very poor quality housing that housed the poorest of the poor. It was prone to flooding by the river, and the whole area was eradicated in the later 1800s. The only modern day clue we have now to Little Island and the hundreds of people that lived and died here in appalling conditions and absolute poverty is a red plaque on the wall just off Manchester's Oxford Road.
I think those arches up there that you're looking at are the approach to Oxford Road Station. This is real uncharted territory for me, this. And there's the Hotspur Press ahead of us. Great building that. I think the Starbucks is round there where I have my occasional cup of coffee.
See these strange girders, steel girders just over the river here. I've looked down on those many times from Cambridge Street in Manchester, which is just off Whitworth Street West. Here's an 1888 map, and as we zoom in you'll see over the river there it says CR. Now I'm not sure what CR stands for, but that is a building built directly over the river, and those girders that we're looking at there now are the remains of that building. Strange that this should be left, but they've obviously got rid of the building above, and we're now looking at the former floor of some sort of factory or building of some sort.
You doing your David Attenborough, you?
Yes, I'm doing my David Attenborough.
As you see here behind me, we have a dirty river full of nappies, poo-poo and car tires. Fascinating.
The man of 1,000 voices, Charlie is. Right, another rather inviting bridge here. At least we're walking on mud at the minute. Ooh, some sort of contraption ahead. Now I've seen this from above many times.
It's like an old crane.
Yeah. But look at this, more little inlets there. Look at that old archway there. Over there. What, sinking in the mud here. What used to come in there. So this is quite a famous building in Manchester. It's a disused factory building. Forgive me if I don't get it quite right. My presence of mind wading in the river isn't all completely here. But it's called the Hotspur Press, and it's many an urban explorer has been in there. And I've looked down quite a few times from that bridge off Whitworth Street. And then the river takes a sharp bend round here in a moment. And just for interest, the canal, we're not far from the Rochdale Canal now. Now this is all very interesting. Look at this. What's that about?
They look like modern sewage outlets.
Is that what they are?
They look like it.
Right, and there's one there as well, isn't there? And then some kind of strange thing here. Let's go and take a look at it. So, don't know what this is. Obviously some kind of contraption. Some sort of crane maybe, but behind it is very old. Look at all that there. This has been some sort of, we think, like Charlie says, a crane or something.
So what was this strange thing in the river, the remains of this odd contraption? Well, it was the remains of a weir, Burly's Weir, and it was a weir for a mill called Burly's Mill. Very, very treacherous to walk round and very, very difficult, and there was all sorts of parts of the mechanism still in the river and really deep pools. Take a look at this picture from 1938. I was absolutely blown away when I found that picture and I realised it's Burly's Weir where we actually are. Top of the bridge there is Cambridge Street, on the left is the Hotspur Press. Just look at the industry, and the river at that point would have been absolutely horrendously polluted. The thing that strikes me the most when we go back to modern day where we are now is the vegetation that has come back into the area. But here you can see the stone remains of the mill and that industrial scene. Old chutes, big stone base blocks and the bricks of the mill. Incredible.
So this might be Journey's End. Not sure, because it's treacherous in the river here. I never thought it would be like this. Absolutely treacherous. Annoying because round the corner we go underneath where the former Gaythorne Gasworks was. Is it a big fish?
Oh, it's a big one, man.
So we'll see. We'll see if we can negotiate round this corner, and then as we go around the corner it drops into another culvert. So I'm going to have to stop filming in a minute because we'll just see how we go on. If I can get over there, I'll start filming again. I'm afraid that's it, Journey's End. We've managed to negotiate round, but if you look over there, we have a total blockage. I'm sort of yeah, sort of like above the knee deep in water and sinking a little bit. It's unpleasant, this. That is so annoying, because just round the other side is the former Gaythorne Gasworks, and God, is the former Gaythorne Gasworks and another culvert, and it's one of the last culverts. Can't get past there. It's incredibly deep. It's uncomfortable.
Oh.
So this sharp bend in the river where this weir had been, this Burly's Weir for these mills, was very difficult, and it was very deep in this area here. So we managed to cling to the bank that was on a slope, cling to the vegetation and make our way around the corner and get to that blockage you see there where the tree's fallen in. Very difficult to negotiate, but we actually managed it because we were determined for the journey to continue. We didn't want to give up because the prize is round the corner.
I'm amazed the river can flow through this.
Almost like a fucking dragon's tooth.
Right, this is what I've just had to do.
Yeah, this took Marty about a minute to clamber over.
David, you're half my age.
Yeah, that's true.
Getting you the shots from Manchester. Things we have to do. That was truly awful. It really was awful. I'm not proud of it. I know people will be giving me, please don't tell me in the comments about trash, because I'm not proud of it myself. That was really awful. And in front of us is that another culvert. This culvert goes under the former Gaythorne Gasworks. It's now a home cinema complex. It's all very nice now. You can have your dinner here and everything and watch a film. Quite fascinating if you look at the all this stuff here. The old the ladder up there. I wonder if that's a way out. Although I wouldn't trust the ladder.
Fall right off.
That's interesting up there.
Yeah.
When we get in here, I think this is where the River Tib joins the Medlock. This is the culvert I wanted to get in. This is probably, in a bit when we get around here, this is probably the last culvert we have to go through. Hopefully we'll see where the Tib joins. I'll point it out to you. But if you're enjoying this video, and I don't often say this, please like and subscribe because this has been one hell of a journey. This has been, I think, the most challenging part of the Medlock. I'm trying to get to the River Tib, but in front of it it's really deep, really deep.
And so finally, in this godforsaken, most inaccessible culvert on the River Medlock, we finally see the confluence of the Tib and the Medlock. This little elusive river that is culverted along its entire length starts its life as a spring deep under a railway arch in Miles Platting, just off Oldham Road. It makes its way down to the city centre, runs down the street that it gives its name to, underneath Piccadilly, the Town Hall extension, deep underneath the dining room of the Midland Hotel, underneath the Rochdale Canal, where the trapdoor stands above it, and at Gaythorne in Manchester, from this bizarre archway that's almost like a throne that crowns our Prince of Rivers, it meets the River Medlock. And of course, over the past 2 years, I've made a couple of videos myself that have touched on this river, but we've never actually been able to touch the river itself or see it.
Looking along the edge, and it's as slippy as hell. And I think I found it a clue to the River Tib, and it's a little marking down on the edge of the canal towpath. So here it is, our little marker down on the canal towpath that you would never normally notice. And this little marker marks the spot where, submerged underneath at the bottom of the canal, is a trapdoor. Amazing. And this is the only insight we've got into the Tib. And you have to know what it is to be able to know what it's pointing out. I've got to admit, I never thought I would ever see this trapdoor in my lifetime. I thought I'd get in here.
Yeah, especially with all the spiders.
Yeah, it's not a good place to be, but ladies and gents, we're in the Tib. Live from the River Tib. We're in here, and there it is, flowing. We've finally been in there. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing. That is old, very old. Very, very old. So finally, the River Tib. I'm actually stood inside the River Tib, which is incredible. And I've seen so many photos of this thing, I never thought I'd actually stand in it. We've had to go through a hellhole to get here. Absolutely amazing stuff. Amazing.
And so I finally got to see my little river, and I was as pleased as punch. Thank you very much to Charlie for coming along with me, and of course to Connor as well. The journey couldn't have been made without you two. To all the viewers and subscribers, thank you very much, because without you it's not worth making these videos. In the next part of the journey we will continue along this culvert to where the River Medlock finally meets the Bridgewater Canal at Knott Mill. Thank you very much for watching, take care, and I shall see you very soon in the next video.